there'd still be people so open to helping each other had we not all gone through this stressful situation. And looking back on it, it was really all about perspective.
Life is always changing. What changed for you in 2020 at the start of the pandemic? Our family was one of the families who got COVID early and had every kind of sustaining side effect of having COVID-19. At about the 8-month mark, I started to gain energy again. But what happened was nearing that time, I lost my job.
I was attending full-time classes at UBC while taking care of my 4 daughters and working. And with everything shutting down in 2020, I became increasingly isolated. While I was thankful for the movement to online courses so I could be there for my daughters more, it also cut me off from the rest of the world.
What changed for me was just how I worked. I work in a school. I work for School District 23. And what changed was having to go to online learning, which was a challenge when your job is to work with kids who have special needs.
I went from being this social individual with friends to spending from 8 a.m. till 9 p.m. at night every day, Saturday and Sunday, navigating the food industry because of everything going on, and also trying to navigate a kid in high school who then had that shut down.
I was part of, I guess, that first 10 months of a bit of a crash with COVID is, yeah, I think my daughter and I almost broke up. We were not meant to be together with homeschool.
Homeschooling? Like, oh my gosh, where do we start? She was scared and did not like the online education.
School was definitely a lot different for me. Like, our graduation we had was very, very different. We didn't have everyone in a big classroom. Everyone was kind of put into groups, and within the groups everyone had to stay in their designated area, and it was always one at a time. So our graduation was supposed to be like 2 hours long, but it ended up being like 30-40 minutes because we had such small groups.
I was in complete denial on the grad. I seriously thought, what are they worrying about? We're gonna be having grad. This will be over in a month. I mean, here we are, what, 2 years later, and still not over. But the kids were awesome about it.
Yeah, so I was working at the rec center with multiple in multiple roles.
I'm pretty sure at that time too, the rec center building itself had completely closed down.
I think when we met, yeah, it was completely shut down. The curling rink was, I think at that time, being used for like a homeless shelter. So it was weird being there. I hadn't been there in quite a while when it used to be my daily job workplace.
And I had been actually blessed with the opportunity to go to Vancouver to a trauma treatment program for first responders. And it was there that I was when what we know is now COVID-19 came into play, and we all were sent home. And adversity can be defined as a misfortune or a hardship. And I actually had decided, even before COVID-19 had started, that I would face it as a blessing.
COVID changed everyone's lives. You had the choice to halt your plans or to thrive, and you chose the latter. What did you do to move forward despite the challenges? What helped to keep you motivated?
I chose the latter for sure. I listened to science. I followed the rules. I got my vaccinations. I stay away from friends. I stay away from people in general. I just stay home, connecting deeper in my married relationship, cleaning my house, organize everything. So it was a step to take, just do the right thing.
In order to move forward, I knew I was not going to be able to look within only myself. I knew I needed to do both. I needed to heal myself as well as to look to others to support me, and also look to nature and see and notice the smallest things.
And I go to the lake every day that we're in Coldstream. And if we're usually not, we're probably camping somewhere close to a lake or the ocean. And I took every opportunity to get my kids comfortable around water, whatever that meant. And I really value just putting things out there, getting them excited to, you know, come with me on an adventure.
It's more than just going for a run. The connection, the nature, the physical exercise. As a first responder, it's so important to take care of not only our physical bodies so we can do the job, but it's also so important to take care of our mental bodies. Looking at the autumn and looking into winter is when I started to be a little bit fearful of what life was going to look like when there were so many parameters on where we could go and what we could do. And to thrive through that, I got into some yoga training.
It was really hard, I'm not gonna lie, and it took a lot of support and encouragement from other people. So originally, you know, I kind of felt lost, and then I didn't know what to do, and then started to reach out to other people that were in similar situations.
As our goals and situations changed, how did your purpose and goals remain constant and true?
Super challenging, trying to believe in yourself when a shift in the world happens, not just in our own little community. How do you know that it's going to work out? You don't. You have to diversify and be creative to continue with your dreams.
Skip forward to 2022. Where are you now?
Now that's a good question. Where am I now? I'm in a place now where I don't set these big goals, and I'm okay with that.
I am currently in my Bachelor of Education at UBC Okanagan. I have completed my Bachelor of Arts. I made the Dean's List, and my daughters are doing well. Yeah, but it's still difficult. I wish I could say that there was this end point that I had reached and tell my redemptive story, and unfortunately that's rarely how life goes. I think it's more about finding moments of redemption and positivity and attuning ourselves to those to keep moving forward.
Where I am now is I accomplish many things, and I really took the time to taking care of my mental health, because it was a time where we all have to question ourselves where I am. I am in the right place, how things in my mind works.
Oh my gosh. I am the happiest I've been in years. COVID, I can actually thank for, don't make me cry. It's been the best. I found the love of my life. I've recently got engaged. We're just a whole together, which I've always done things by myself. I didn't even know that could exist. And we're a family, something I've wanted for a long time.
Right now, I currently am self-employed. I work for myself. I train horses and I teach kids.
2022, I have returned to work. I feel more balanced. I'm still crushing goals out there.
Yeah, so I am a student I am a wife and a student and still working with kids as well, not at the rec center, but at a taekwondo program in town. I pick up kids after school.
Our business is busier than we've ever been. In the last 2 years, it's like something I've never experienced, and it's been great. We've gotten to hire a whole bunch of people on during the pandemic when people were struggling for work. So we're just bigger and better than we've ever been.
The cool part is that like everybody in my family is healthier mentally, and it's been a blessing actually, and it wouldn't have been at the time something I would have thought, but our family's not only gotten through COVID, but we've also thrived. We're thriving right now, and one thing that's been great is that I'm now bringing back running. I just went running last weekend, and I just received an email that a run that was postponed 2 years ago is now going to be happening again next month. So I'm getting back into running again, and it really is just for fun. It's a passion piece of mine. The other thing too is that because I can now focus a little bit more on balance of work, I'm looking at my future and where I see myself in my career. And it's the first time in my life in a while that I see myself being able to continue with my education.
So 2022, my daughter's still in university. They're back in person, which is kind of nice, although she says she knows nobody, so that's interesting because they've all been online for so long and a lot of kids dropped out. My son has got a full-time job as a commercial diver, so we feel he's, well situated. He's got lots of exciting things going on, and I am back to singing, which is my passion. And in fact, we're going to be doing our first real show since COVID started on early April, and it's going to be a partial tribute to the folks in the Ukraine and a partial fundraiser for artists in the Okanagan Valley.
Yeah, so still running the business. Our events are both virtual and in person, so we still have our online yoga studio, and I think that it works great for certain people because lots of people still don't maybe want to go to an in-studio event, and then running in-person events as well. At first I felt that there was really not a lot of hope or things that I could do to adapt, and looking back now I see that there was quite a lot of adaptation and shifting that happened personally and in my business as well, and I love seeing how other people have been able to adapt and grow and become stronger because of it.
I'm so thankful that we've gotten through it, and hopefully we could say it's behind us. I do think a lot of positive things came from it. I think that living in the moment, being innovative with ideas of new ways to have fun and goofy things to do, to continue to put a smile on your face, to actually take the time for yourself, because there was so much time for everyone.
I think the biggest thing for me was just, I was so proud of our community and how everybody came together and just embraced, okay, we're gonna wear masks, we're gonna get vaccines, we're gonna do the things that we need to do to get through this. And I just think it just gave us a whole global sense of community, which was really nice. You talk to your friends in the UK or my friend in Brazil, and everybody's going through the exact same things. So it was just, I think, although you look at what's going on with Russia right now, it's kind of shocking after this sort of global outpouring of, concern for the rest of the world and ourselves. But I think it really turned a light on for a lot of people, including myself, about what's really important.